Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Phoenix Blade, and this is my review of Stories, The Path of Destinies. Stories is a pick-your-own-adventure role-playing game and was released on April 12, 2016 for the PS4 and Microsoft Windows by Spearhead Games, a Montreal-based independent studio you may know from a cute little game called Tiny Brains. You play as the dashing comic book-loving hero Renardo, a fox in a world where everyone is an anthropomorphic animal. The whole game is narrated in a storybook fashion by the talented Julian Casey, who also voiced the scientist in Tiny Brains, and really brings the story and characters to life. While you may not recognize his name, his voice may sound familiar, as he has also done many minor roles in popular games, such as many of the Assassin's Creed games, or even the minor antagonist in Watch Dogs, Nicholas Crispin. As Renardo, you become part of the rebellion fighting the once just Toad King after failing to protect a minor love interest's son. Like seriously, the kid dies, and even though he's kinda a brat, Renardo is all, "Well, that sucks, at least he kept the magic book safe from the king's men," and reads the book while flying away from the now burning floating island he lived on for years. That's right, all the islands float. Oh, and the king has gone mad because he fears death and is searching for immortality through the power of the old gods. All caught up? Good. Through the power of the magic book, which is also the book the narrator reads, you make different choices that ultimately lead you to failing and dying. That is until you discover the 4 core truths that lead to the ultimate path of you ending up alive and being a true hero. However, to learn all 4 truths, you must play through the winding path of choices 4 separate times, each giving you one of the 24 possible sub-endings depending on your choices. This means that even though you are playing the game multiple times, the story being told is constantly different, and it's really interesting seeing the ending your choices make. The way you uncover the true ending will most likely be different than the way your friends got there. Regardless of how you reach the end, chances are you'll find the story fun and compelling. I know I did. The first thing I noticed about Stories is its vibrant art style. The scenery in the entire game makes it look like Spearhead Games somehow captured a bunch of artistic elves, shoved them inside with some kind of devil magic, and refused to set them free until they created beautifully detailed backdrops and environments. And not that this is a big deal, but I thought the fully upgraded swords looked cool. The gameplay overall was good, while it was fairly simple. Mostly, you'll be running down a linear path with branching paths leading you to treasure chests, with some locked behind elemental doors you'll need a corresponding sword to unlock. Like any game worth its digital salt, chests play an important role as they contain ore and elemental essence which you will need to craft and upgrade the 4 different swords. In secret chests, you'll even find gems to equip to your gauntlet, which can give useful perks such as shield breaking or an increase in attack speed. You also have a skill tree where you unlock skills and perks with AP points, which are earned from leveling up through fights with the King's Raven henchmen or as a reward for completing a playthrough. There are 5 levels or chapters for each playthrough. Each level takes about 10 minutes to complete depending on how long the combat takes you. There are enough new elements and enemies slowly added to keep the combat interesting for a few playthroughs. Unfortunately, by the 4th playthrough, the gameplay is more of a minor chore, as what has you hooked in the game is the story and your desire to discover the true ending. The most frustrating part of the game for me was the final battle, where the difficulty spiked higher than Nintendo stocks this year right after the release of Pokemon Go. It was the only section where I truly became stuck as I died over and over and over again. With so many enemies and a limited ability to recover health, I soon became frustrated. However, if I can beat Dark Souls, I was definitely going to beat this, and beat it I did. While most of the game ran great on my PS4, I found a few points where the land and airships weren't loading in, sometimes at all. The biggest bug I found was when I dashed off of a platform and fell through the sky only to land on an invisible surface from which I couldn't get off of and had to then restart the whole level to fix. Despite a few hiccups, Stories The Path of Destinies had charm practically oozing out of the TV. Like I said before, the narrator really sells the game, often making funny one-liners that make me laugh or references to things that caught me completely off guard. There were so many references, in fact, that I'm sure I missed a few. A few of my favorites included things such as references to Dark Souls, StarCraft, What Does the Fox Say, and Peter Pan. Even things like randomly swinging your sword around, breaking objects, or dashing around incited the narrator to make silly one-liners. This added a nice sense of polish to the game that I appreciated. Though the game only took me several hours, they felt like several hours well spent. I enjoyed my time with it immensely. It was a different and refreshing change of pace to the games that I've been playing lately. While the $20 price tag may seem a bit high to some people for just a handful of hours, I would still recommend giving it a shot. If you find it on sale, then I see no excuse not to drop a couple dollars down and treat yourself to a charming experience. With that being said, I give Stories, The Path of Destinies, an 8 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to see more Let's Plays and reviews in the future. And remember, keep the flame alive.
Owed him and his mother so much. Bernardo lowered the mainsail and let the Farfarer shoot forward in the breeze. Second star to the right, and straight on till morning. This time, he would win.